Okay, so it's story time. um, I am in the process of a 40-day sadhana. And a 40-day sadhana, if you go back days ago, I was explaining that it is a fast and a daily ritual, and that includes meditation and focus. And it just essentially it's a method for timeline jumping. And timeline jumping or quantum leaping is when you get so in aligned or aligned with um, your highest truth, your highest destiny, all of those things. Um, Blockers, whether they're spiritual, mental, physical, that are keeping you from that, begin to dissolve. You start to heal, and you move yourself quickly from one reality to the next. And so when I say one reality to the next, I'm being very practical here. So that means um, your heart's desire is to have a new job, and you are very, very clear about that it's time for that to happen for you. And for whatever reason, let's just say that you've been kind of mulling it over, and things haven't quite been opening up in the way that you would have hoped. And you're making assumptions that maybe you need to work harder or put in more force and effort and what have you, and so you do, and then you end up exhausting yourself, right? And so you begin to turn to your inner self by moving into a sadhana. And every single day you lie down or you meditate. And you also will take something that creates an energy or a power in your life. So that could be, for me, that's working out. I have never, gone to a gym. I love yoga, but I do not do things that like lifting weights or going to a Planet Fitness or anything like that. And so that was the thing. I'm in a space of expansion. And so I look at expanding my muscles, expanding my flexibility, expanding my wind. I'm looking at expansion. And so that is a part of my fast. And you set um, perhaps an I am statement every single time that you meditate and you focus. And so I started this, and I did about 10 videos of meditations for everyone just to kind of get us going with everything. And unbeknownst to me, one of my absolute favorite clients, who is also a colleague, um, joins the sadhana. And I didn't know that she was joining, in this way. And she is uncovering her ancient gift of mediumship, that she speaks to her ancestors. So she's getting, more in alignment with that. That's her goal and her mission. So I begin my sadhana, and I would say maybe about a week in, I start seeing purple cars. And it's a very particular purple car. It is a purple Charger. That's what I'm thinking it is. It's a four-door. Cops drive this car, but these are purple. Okay. So there's so many. Every single time I go out, I see this purple car. I'm thinking at a certain point that the purple car is following me. I'm not even lying. Like, I start looking, I start looking at the details of the cars. Okay, no, that one's not the same as the last car I saw. I'd be in a completely different area of Atlanta and be like, okay, that's not the same car. Oh, that one has stripes. All of these different things. I call my son. I leave him a voice note. I keep seeing these purple cars. I don't know what's going on. He calls me and says something about a friend kind of being in some conflict. I'm like, maybe that's what the purple cars mean. Was he in a purple car? Were there purple cars around? Like, I am just trying to figure out what is going on with this purple cars. And so my godfather and I are in the car. I see a purple car. I tell him, I don't know what it is. I don't know, and I give him the whole synopsis. He said, I know a guy with a purple Charger. I was like, no, it's not about me meeting this guy. I know clearly this is not about me meeting some guy, because I also know it's not about me buying a Charger or a purple car, because I don't have any of those kind of desires. That's not anything about what my sadhana is about. Okay. and and I am an electric car junkie. I love hybrid and electric cars, and Chargers and Challengers and all those do not come electric. These are all American muscle cars. So I'm like, this is something like spirit is trying to give me some type of symbol. And so I'm sharing that with you because when y'all see these signs and symbols, please reach out. We can even go through these things together or what have you. But sometimes you just have to sit back and say, how is this all going to work out? And so that's what I did. I'm a person who practices presence. And so I was just like, I'm just going to just see how this whole thing turns out. And so one day in my morning meditation, I go on Instagram and in the stories. Toya is a great storyteller on social media. And so her handle is Scar Alchemy because she's a tattoo artist. So scars, and she does her tattoos on scars. So I see Scar Alchemy come up, and there is a purple Tesla, and it says God's gift. That's what she put as the, and I'm like, what? And then she says underneath that part that after it says God's gift, it says, it's my symbol for good luck or something like that. And I was just like, what is happening? So I immediately get on with Toya, and literally we stayed on the phone sending voice notes of synchronicities for 2 to 3 days about these purple cars. And I'm not talking about, at some point we'll edit some of the because at this point we're just calling it footage because it's like one of them was like 20 minutes long. It's a whole entire podcast, and it is beautifully, she's, like I said, it was Toya, and she's beautiful at telling a story. So I'm like, what, this is far beyond the color of the car, the type of car. We analyzed and broke down every symbolism and synchronicity between the two of us. At first, she was like, what do you think it means? I was like, well, it means that we're supposed to be talking about this, right? They are literally sending me, it was her who put out that she wanted to see purple cars. And she did that over a year ago, and she saw purple cars almost every single day. And at a certain point, she was doing so well in her manifestations and in her alignments that she was like, okay, I'm freaking myself out, which is a very, very, very common thing for us to do. And so, but I mean us is you watching this, who is also an empath, who is also a seer, who is also have amazing spiritual gifts. Okay. So, she said she just backed off of it because she couldn't believe that the alchemy was happening. She couldn't believe the magic was just so on point and so, direct. And so she stopped seeing the purple cars. Right. And so her life takes a turn that she's like, this can't, like, this doesn't make any sense. Um, her spiritual gifts are needing, more attention. And so she's like, okay, how do I get myself back into, alignment? And so she begins to do just a simple gratitude, to her ancestors, and just gratitude in general, to life, into alignment, into all the good things that are, happening, because that's the very first step in manifestation. So she remembers that, and she starts to do things that generate alignment and energy for herself. So, you know, changing things on her altar, creating offerings for her ancestors. Like I said, she's doing her gratitude rituals, and she starts seeing the purple cars again. And that's when they started having me to see the purple cars so that we would see them together. Um, there were so many downloads so far with this sadhana. Um, and we are super duper excited because then we ended up meeting and talking for, again, hours outside of a coffee shop. Well, the coffee shop closed and we were still talking. And so we had to sit outside on their patio. And we have created a 5-person half day retreat for those who are really ready to dive deep into their own spiritual gifts, into their own spiritual alignment. Those who, if they're open and curious to plant medicine, and understanding how that can help them to align and how that can really help to heal um, more of their thoughts and their thought patterns, and help them to see and reflect deeper on any of the things that have been, blocking them, or are just looking to open up that portal within themselves to their own alignment. Then we want to do that. Right? So I am keeping it to 5 people. We're going to have it in an area in downtown Atlanta near Ponce City Market. You are definitely free to fly in if you would like. It's going to be a half day ceremony, retreat, uh, gathering, and it will be on 420, which is the spring equinox. So, this is what I've kind of been hinting at. For those who are joining Calling in Clarity, this will be a part of your spring equinox uh, in-person gathering. There's so much to share. Like I've it's been so much. I've been so hesitant. Not hesitant, but just really trying to figure out how to present this information to you. And today I went on a walk. I'm in Kentucky and it's snowing. It snowed this morning, and something just said, go. I'm a nature person. And so I was like, I need to go out and I am a solar powered sun person. But I was like, this is beautiful. This present beautiful blanket of white snow. Like, it is dark outside. It's seemingly sunny, but it ain't really sunny. But I was just like, yeah, let me go take a walk. And I throw on my Jordans, and believe it or not, Jordans are great snowshoes. And I walk in the snow and I see a rainbow on the ground. Somehow, some way, I will put that somewhere in this post. But it was a confirmation just to come back and share that if you are in a place where you are really ready to be present, you are really ready to move into the portal of your own intuition, if you are really ready to listen to that still small voice, to understand your own signs and symbols, to ground yourself and expand into your own intuitive illumination, if you're fucking ready to ditch anxiety, depression, robotic behaviors and feelings, that emptiness that you feel when you're in that robotic space because you've exhausted yourself by not listening to your inner voice, then reach out. Right? I have not created all of the links and all of the things, but I would love for you to just reach out and let me know, and join all 5 of us kind of in a in a pregame pregame group chat, um, so that we can get the information directly to you. All right. Talk to you soon.